Before we begin, does anyone have any questions?
Are we gonna get out of this alive? Like with all the party members alive?
I would really love to answer that. I cannot honestly answer that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So Kreesk just got on a call,
That's fine. Don't need him.
don't you?
So, anybody else have any other questions about the?
Yes.
Yes.
I want you to tell me exactly, in excruciating and minute detail, exactly how we're supposed to get out of this, how we're supposed to defeat the it's not the Inquisitor, it's the Visitor
Interdictor.
in the Interdictor, how we're supposed to defeat the Queen, how we're supposed to beat the Swarm, how we're supposed to get away with all of our lives intact, how we're not supposed to get anybody dead, how we're gonna be able to save the planet, all the Pakash, get to the Prylock and return them their compass, get to the Who and uncover the secrets, get back to Baklet and blow up Ava. Go.
Okay, so here's your answer in excruciating detail.
In minute. Excruciating and minute.
In minute detail. One step at a time.
Traveler. Just for you. Just for you. I warmed this up just for you.
So, Hodge is dreaming. Knows
Of course
she's
she
dreaming.
is.
Sleeping, she's dreaming. And out of the blackness of her dreamscape, here's laughter. Like a teenage girl's laugh. You hear voices echoing.
What are they saying? Are you recording, by the way?
I am recording.
Okay. What are they saying?
In the text chat. That is what you hear word for word.
Half of...
And
Wait.
it's voices laughing, mocking.
His voice? I thought you said I hear a little girl.
You do. You hear other voices. And the one voice you can hear, the one voice you can identify is Duro.
Okay.
There's a little boy next to you. Half Zabrak, half human Zabrak. Still a little smiles at you and reaches up and to take your hand and does take your hand.
She looked down at him. Are there any distinguishing characteristics other than, like, how many horns? Like, what color is his skin? His eyes? That's a concern.
Um, it's a Zabrak with like a brownish, a little bit softer brown than yours.
You realize that my character's skin tone is peach, right?
Not the pictures I've seen.
Mein Gatten Himmel. She's tan at best.
Okay, well then post a picture. Let's see what you're talking about because every picture I've seen, she's been brown.
All right, give me a second.
I've seen two pictures and both of them were brown. So I don't know where you're getting peach from, unless you're saying this is what she physically looks like, but she's got peach skin.
This is her current incarnation. This is what she currently looks like.
Okay, how do you get peach out of that?
You get brown out of that.
I can pretty much see brown.
And you're colorblind. That's beige at best. I mean, tan at best.
Yeah, where are your horns?
Under the hair.
Okay.
She doesn't have it braided,
Yeah, well,
so the hair is loose around it.
okay,
That's it. But they are there.
okay, keep in mind the horns are visible. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't
Fair
miss them
enough.
because they're pretty big. So, but we'll go with deep tan as a
Okay.
compromise.
There's a compromise. Fair enough.
So,
Okay, so his skin is a little lighter.
yeah.
Okay, of
He does have horns, you know.
course.
He's part Zabrak. Kind of goes with the territory.
Kinda does. And she'll look down at him and sigh gently. What are we gonna do with him?
Not on your watch.
I know.
He
Meant it.
motions through the haze of your dreamscape.
She or he? You said it was a
Yes,
boy.
he
Okay.
does. He motions through the haze of your dreamscape towards the laughter.
All right. And she'll follow where his hand is pointing and she'll take him with her.
Okay. You can see a hazy, almost like an illusion of make out Duro and Astra, and then in another hazy illusion you can see Tara, and another illusion you see yourself and Frisk, and there's this kind of medium-sized teenager, black hair, you know, palish, creepy skin. The problem is her eyes laughing. Her eyes are pupils are almost as if they're not solid like regular pupils. When I say solid, I mean like fixed shape. Seem to be
Hmm.
moving and like almost like an amoeba, like a
Mm-hmm.
like a like a deformed bubble, constantly changing shape, and she turns and looks at you and laughs as the conversation continues. The second half of those statements continue.
She's still got the boy by the hand and she says, "Who is she?" To the little boy.
And he turns and looks to you. She is you, or her, not all. He reaches up and touches you in the belly. Conch wakes up.
Uh, okay. I'm hoping there's nothing above her as she startles up out of the bed. Otherwise, she's
The
gonna.
other bunk.
I was gonna say, otherwise, she's gonna bang her head on the other bunk above her.
So you bang your head, and you're like, ah, and you feel queasy.
Oh, not puking on the bed. So she'll roll over.
Okay, so you roll over, hit the deck, and that's as far as you get before you throw up.
Oh, brilliant. And she'll wipe her hand with the mouth, wipe her mouth with the back of her hand, and just. Okay, I'm still on the EDC. Did everybody on the team just hear me yak my cookies all over the inside of the freaking the frigate?
Um, no, we'll spare them that.
Thank you, God. That would suck. What a wake
Yeah,
up call because most people are sleeping.
just a giant lizard in another rack who I'm assuming now has a unique signature of scent in the air.
He does. And just to give both of you a heads up, it's it's late afternoon, so no, nobody is sleeping.
I thought I told Tasara to hunker down with the girls and get some rest. She
Yeah.
wrote back and said that the girls were sleeping, so Tasara may still be awake, but the girls are out. Um, and she'll wipe her mouth and just oh, she'll sit down by the side of the bed, just wrap her elbows around around her knees and put her head down just a minute to let the nausea pass.
Okay.
And gonna have to clean that up. So she's like, she thinks to herself. She doesn't say that out loud. No sense in confusing everyone. Um, and there's nothing here to wipe that up with, and so she's got to do something. She'll head off to try and find some cloth or clothes in one of the lockers, maybe, or one of the or another sheet on the berth or something.
Okay, no problem.
Try and get that taken care of.
Yeah, you can.
And she'll take it and walk it out to the swamp and just toss it out in the water.
Right.
Um, and then head off to. I mean, she's awake now. Screw it. Um, she did not bring her data pad with her, so she can't record the dream. But she heads back to where Gunir is working.
Gunir is on the
Fine. She'll head back to where Gunir. How long is and she'll head back to where Gunir is working and round the corner. Where are we on progress for getting this thing moving?
We have another 2 hours left in daylight. The ship is ready and for launch. I've started a slow burn on engine.
Excellent. I guess this is we're down in the short rows now. And she'll send out a call through the EDC. We're about 2 hours from ready to head back into the port, unless we're given other news. Sorrow, what does it look like there?
Sorry. Um, Cesara replies and says, the girls are up and ready, and I will begin taking them from this cavern back towards the spot in the sewers where we exited the Gungnir.
Before we take off, we're going to need recon information on Headhunter. I'm going to need you to grab me an EV suit. I am going to need to know what we're going to be up against. Like I said, troop movements, station, find out what's going on for me. You're my eyes and ears in the city.
Yes, approximately. Out of character, how far away are they from that spot, Mike,
What spot?
where they entered the sewers from the above the Gungnir?
You're about 45 minutes walking through the sewer.
Okay, thank you. Back in. About 45 minutes walk. Remember, I
Where
would go faster with them, but I don't want to risk being discovered, so we have to move quickly but quietly.
you've got the time. We're still about 2 hours out before we can actually get out of here.
Okay.
Just keep me close.
Will do.
Tara, what do you?
And
Sorry.
go ahead. No, I was gonna say, and she'll pick up a tool and say, where am I put to best use?
How about you start sealing up the bridge? Way here, if push comes to shove, somebody can be on the bridge without being vented into the atmosphere. There is no life support systems that are repairable. So whatever is on the bridge, will be all they have for air.
That's where
Understood.
I come in. Especially since there's no other environmental suits other than Prakash.
Yeah, that's not gonna help me at all. Is there one here that will fit you?
Oh, there's plenty of suits here that'll fit me. What's more important is getting something set up for you. We're gonna have to use drones to fly you back. Otherwise, it's what, 8 to 10 hours from here back to the ship port?
Yep. But as long as we stay in Atmo, it's not gonna be an issue. Nope. It will be issue. You're right.
Yeah, because there's no way you're gonna get off unless you plan jumping up that hole.
Not so much. All right. Let's get the bridge sealed off.
I'll work on that. You work on getting those drones ready to get you flying in some kind of harness.
Got it. Off she heads.
Traveler, clarification. Fighters or drones?
I mean,
I'm trying to answer your question. I want to make sure I'm in the right context.
fighters.
Are you talking TIE fighters or on our side?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, because yeah, I'm trying to. Not sure.
So, based off of what Duro wants to do in his posts, I'm gonna go ahead and let everyone pause so he can go ahead and speak.
Sounds great. I'm on headset, but I need to run upstairs so I can hear, but I won't be able to talk.
Okay, Duro, the floor is yours.
Looks like Duro chimed in with the in-text comment and there's nothing verbally to add. Is that correct? It's not, Duro. If that's correct. If not, please feel free to correct.
Okay, so let me know when you're ready so I can go ahead and switch over to you. Astra, while Duro is gone, what are you gonna do? We're gonna back it up a little bit to give Duro time to slip into.
I have no idea. Anyone have any helpful hints? Because I have no idea.
I
Let's
do.
have Esther do. What's up?
Are you polling the party, first of all?
Yes.
Okay. So, the room that is sealed off from people being able to access the force. You've been in that room a couple of times now. You know where the stairs are underneath the floor. It might be in your interest to see when you're walking around in that room, just to look as if you are casually observing the room itself, sort of, being contemplative, but at the same time be surreptitiously looking for perhaps cracks in the defenses of the room. Like, is there a panel that could be loosened? Is there something that might allow, it sounds stupid to say this, but for the force to leak in? Or is it just utterly like and completely sealed tight in every way, shape, or form?
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna kind of veto that suggestion because that's exactly where Duro is, and I don't want to have a crossing of their paths, that because that would have to require me to thread in Astra in that scene that's already happened. And second, that's the Queen's private chambers. There's no just casually walking in without the Queen expecting you. First time she was expected, highly unlikely she'd be expected this time.
Alrighty then.
Maybe taking a stroll around the ship, looking at windows, and I don't know, marking what's actually there. See if we can get an accurate number of total ships and fighters.
See if you can go down to the shuttle bay where the shuttle that brought you came in and see what you can see out through there as well, to see if you can get an idea of a feel for not only that ship but other ships surrounding it.
That sounds like a good idea.
Actually, really like that idea.
I'm gonna do that. Go down to the hangar bay.
Okay. So you walked out of the hangar bay and you notice that there is, like I said, you see this crew and they don't look the same. They kind of feel very similar in the force, as if they're somehow like connected. Not necessarily clones, but they're definitely connected. And they, the pilots for the TIE fighters, have slightly larger eyes than normal humans. And they're clearly a little skinnier than normal.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and the thing is none of the crew dress like the few Sith you see roaming the halls.
So if she tries to go up and talk to the one of them, can she do that?
Who do you want to talk to?
Um, any of the crew that's on the flight deck?
Yeah, go talk to them.
Okay. She's gonna walk up to one of them and say hi.
Okay. And he turns. Greetings. You are one of the psychers.
The what?
Psychers. Those touched by how do I say? Touched by force?
Yes, I'm a Jedi.
He looks over at the Sith. Not much different than them.
You're right. I've never seen anyone like you before. Where are you from?
The Imperium.
The what?
Imperium. I'll spell it. I'm probably pronouncing it.
Imperium.
Okay, that still doesn't tell me what that is.
An empire.
Uh, what empire?
Fire.
And she'll turn her head sideways and look really, really confused for a second. Wait, so y'all, that's not helpful. Anyone have any useful questions to ask? Because
Well, if you don't understand, ask him what the Imperium is.
okay, the player is stuck. I'm sorry.
Who says it isn't helpful?
Huh?
Us.
Who says what isn't helpful?
Who says it isn't helpful? What they're saying is in Latin, and it's not a word that you don't recognize.
Well, no, I got the answer to that. That's another word for imperial, and she asked them what empire they're from, and they said the empire of mankind.
So if you still don't understand, why not ask, tell me about the Empire?
Brilliant. Thank you. Can you tell me about this empire?
We once pinnacle all the galaxy until we
By who?
the heretic, those who were deceived by psychers, witches.
Okay, I have a random question. Is Astra able to place the way this individual is talking?
No, because you've never heard him before. Never heard this before.
Um, how did you end up here?
The goddess awoken us.
Are you talking about Eshe?
That is one of many names.
What other names does she go by?
Steel goddess.
Oh, that one I know about. So she woke you guys up and brought you on board this ship. Is that why you follow her?
Follow. Leans in. Don't you understand? She is goddess. Oh man.
What do you mean by mankind?
Us.
What exactly are you?
We are the first to walk the banks of the river, created by the goddess mother.
What river?
Row.
Where's this river located?
At our home.
And where is your home?
Holy Terra.
I've never heard of a place like that.
Psycha.
Where?
You're a witch. Why would you hear such?
I am not a witch. Wait, what even is a witch?
You are just like they are. Points over Sith talking among.
Okay, I don't understand.
Don't worry.
Can you explain, please?
What is there to explain?
Why are you calling us witches?
Ah,
Well, what is a witch?
you are unclean, corrupted.
Um, Astral blink, and then she'll look over at the Sith, and then she'll look back at him. I think you're lumping me in with with another group of people.
If you say so. Fear not. The commandment was given. You and your protege. No, not the. You and your master. Along with them. Not to be harmed. Peace.
So,
And we obey. goddess.
So you guys don't like Force users. I take it.
You are
Yeah.
corrupted.
Why is being connected to the Force considered being corrupted?
Because it is. Why is water wet? It is. Why does fire produce heat? Because it does.
Okay, then.
Our sacred mission, our crusade, right? That travesties of the heresy to destroy the traitors, cleanse the galaxy, all non-human.
Okay, then. Do you know anything about the steel that's woven into a bunch of the people I've seen around here?
Adornments to these goddess.
And does, observation question, is there any steel on this person that she is talking to?
No. Keep in mind, it's even though he's still kind of skinnier than the average human, he is still a little taller than you. So you're looking up at him.
But you don't wear any steel.
That is not my calling. My calling is to fly the great machine of the goddess mother. Cleanse the skies and space around her of the unclean, corrupted.
Um, which ships do you fly? I mean, like, the type?
He points to a strange craft. You've never seen it before. It's got a pod in the middle. There's two connecting arms to what could only be described as wings, but they're curved. It kind of curves up. It kind of curves towards the center on the upper side. They're perfectly horizontal on the mid, and then the bottoms are curved towards the center as well.
Do you know what the name of that craft is?
Do I? Of course. The Holy
Can
Avenger.
How long were you guys asleep for?
Since the dawn of heresy.
And how long ago was the heresy?
since the dawn of heresy.
You said you're from a place called Terra, right?
Holy Terra, he says.
Yes. Holy Terra. Where is that land at?
It is a place where your kind will.
Um, yeah, I notice he's not answering much to Sarah. Was is was Holy Terra at the center of a nebula?
No. It was surrounded by. Well, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me back up. Holy Terra is surrounded by the angel, their kin, creating a beautiful kaleidoscope of colors. A place so pure your eyes would burn up setting sight on.
That sounds like Origin. Is this Holy Terra covered in sand?
Was not. Vast blue, forest and pure since the day the mother goddess.
Okay, so not Origin. Do you know how far away this place is?
He looks at you suspiciously. I'll choose not to answer this question. But I will say this. I have recently liberated. Looks over at Sith.
It's just that the place you're describing seems really familiar. Is it within the Queen's domain then?
The goddess domain all for us.
Right. Anyone have any ideas?
I think you could have exhausted all the questions you can there.
Sarah's got one more up on the board.
She already has the answer to that. Because the Eshe told them to.
There was another one that somebody asked that I didn't hear you ask the question to. Frisk asked question. There it is, right there. 820.
His favorite food is? Oh, wait. Huh. Oh, that's ballsy.
How did you guys recognize her as your goddess?
Only Seal Goddess can wake us.
That's quite interesting. You were deceived once before. Could you have been deceived again? Oh boy.
Asher, so say that. And he reaches out and grabs you by the throat.
Oh crap.
And he lifts you off the ground. You are suspended by your neck. And you feel his fingers coiling around your
And then Teresa's like, wait, can she speak?
You can.
You should let me go. Your goddess won't be happy.
More like, you can let me go.
Kick his Astra! The truce is broken! Right in the...
Yeah, only because she inadvertently provoked him.
You will.
Nothing in it. There was no provocation there whatsoever. You were asking questions. He picked you up by the throat. That is an act. That is a violent act designed to...
If you ever question Goddess, snap, filthy, corrupted, he'll drop you back. By the way, give me a perception check.
Yep.
Fortitude check.
What is perception again?
Spot. Sorry.
Thank you. Woohoo! 19.
Okay, so from your peripheral vision, you can see that small group of Sith rushing to your aid with their weapon, with their lightsabers drawn and out.
That's a little surprising.
Are you going to do anything before they arrive?
Towards the person? Nope, she's gonna try to get to her feet and back away from him.
Okay. One of the Sith will slide up to the will slide up and stand between you and him with his back to you, lightsaber out, back off and stand down. I guess the perception says isn't. And
What do you mean?
the Sith says, "You're due." He'll turn and walk away.
Astra's gonna follow him to see if she can ask him a few questions. And
Yeah.
also thank him.
Follow who?
The Sith dude that just
No. The Sith dude
ended her.
hasn't left. There was the pilot that left.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So they'll wait for a few moments and turn off their lightsabers and then turn to face.
That was something else.
Be a little, especially toward Force use.
I notice. Why do they hate Force users?
They're crazy in the head.
Do you know what they are?
The Queen refers to who?
And Astra's eyes will go wide. I knew it. And she'll look back at him and go and be like, ah, I know what that name is. Random question, are they the only ones flying the ships?
The Queen's
The little
flagship.
small man?
What's left of our force here and work. Queen's Mata. They are, how should I say, filled with.
So there's not very many of you Sith in this group then.
Not here. The battle. Dominant. Rifles. Wasn't many of us survived.
So that is what they were talking about. Or what he was talking about. Okay. He mentioned a planet and gave a description, and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like Origin.
They weren't on. Trust me, I would know. I'm a veteran of that campaign.
Then where were they?
Arrived with the Queen.
It's another planet that's similar then. Interesting.
I know they conquered one of our strongholds. We're claiming it was fully right.
So you guys aren't all on the same page and the same side?
Oh, we are all on the same side. is either that or face eradication.
Okay, okay, that makes more sense now. So, are they really good pilots?
Being a pilot myself, I would have to say they're not nearly as good force use.
Hmm.
But my opinion, you don't want to get caught in a hand-to-hand combat with.
Yeah, I learned that one the hard way. If only I'd practiced move object a bit more, maybe I could have used that.
Queens. Listen, Mom. Speaking of which, where's your babysitter?
My babysitter.
All person robes with metal on them. They're the ones that are supposed to keep you from trouble with him.
An astral look around. Was one ever following her?
Oh,
It's like, I don't think one of them was ever following me. I didn't even know they were supposed to be following me.
come. We'll escort you back to your place to make.
Thank you. She'll follow them.
By the way, interesting robes. Familiar with that school?
It's not a school.
No.
No. They're Jedi-like, but they were a gift from my uncle.
Ah, they suit you.
Thank you. Hmm. Do you know Quinn at all?
Quinn Voss, of course.
Yes, Quinn Voss.
I aspired to be like his father. I went to school. Really, that was before Rose.
You don't have to stay with the dark side.
When Rose died, many of us had the choice to turn back to the two of us. I fell in with Cartea. She was one of upper lieutenants, very capable, ruthless. I really thought she would send to take Rose's place. Yes, Queen hadn't shown. Could have. But no sooner than land Rose's old fortress world, Queen show up in system. Her armada fought as best as we could, held them off, but in the end, left of our forces was smashed. We were given a choice. Follow the Queen. Freud.
Is that why you follow her now?
Of course. I'm not stupid. I won't lie. Some of the things I've seen her do, goddamn near godlike.
Yeah. I can't argue with you on that one. I'm going to assume that's what's stopping you from just leaving.
Yeah. Fact.
If you could, would you?
Probably not. Think of it like this. She controls tides. Around her, tides rise. All those who have joined her rise.
She doesn't control the tides.
She foresaw you, your master, coming.
Yes, she may have seen it, but there was nothing she could have done to change it if she wanted.
No. But that doesn't mean that her perception is less. She knows what's going to happen. Pretty much the same as controlling the tide.
Yes and no. Visions aren't always accurate. Farseeing isn't always accurate.
Tell me that when you do something that surprises her.
Yeah. Well, my hands are kind of tied right now. I've been told not to make trouble. Clearly, it found me. But no, I was wondering if she had found Quinn and if he was okay.
Found him. The
Or
fool
better yet,
challenged her.
captured. What?
Yes.
Why would she do that?
Well, wrong. Able to. Boy, you are subjugated. Follow. When perceived her to be tried to subjugate. She took the best of him, left it on the deck as a bloody mess of. Had him healed and sent back to his men. Something tells me he'll never make the same mistake again.
Astra just looks shocked. I failed to see how that's mercy, but okay.
Well, what can you say? The boy made a mistake. The interesting thing about it was I watched carefully through the forest.
Oh.
Wind wrapped the dark side around him. Spoke.
Okay.
He was at his best. I was pressed. He, however, see her bring me her forcibility. Fact, made no effort to hide herself in the force. She mocked him. She danced across the deck, walking, gliding on.
Oh, that is very good to know. I'm definitely not going to pick a friendly sparring match with her. Hey, sparring can be fun when both parties aren't trying to kill each other.
If you say so. But if your life's not on the line, is it worth?
It's practice.
Make a mistake. Battlefield. Practice. Does it?
If you make a mistake in practice, you can get hurt. If you make a mistake on the battlefield, you could die.
Right.
I would say that being able to practice and make those mistakes without the consequences of death is useful.
But I wouldn't expect a Jedi to coddle your children.
We do not.
Yes. I was one of them. Oh,
Were you one of the noble born ones or one of the orphans?
my parents sold me to the Jedi. What does that tell you?
Wait, what?
My parents sold me to the Jedi. Of course, there's a different name for it. It's called a called a sign your child up.
I see. So then you weren't in the noble dorms.
No. It didn't stop me from rising, doing gathering. I fought my way up like all others. I guess that's the reason why Rose found it to break me.
How did she break you? So I'm going to assume that you were not picked to be a hunter then.
No, no matter how hard I tried, I could never. Instead, I was assigned to become a guard. That's where Rose found me, guarding my place.
What place was that? Hmm. So how many ships are here? Like here, not her fleet that's hidden elsewhere.
Well, we have 12 Sith ships ranging from cruisers to destroyers. And the Queen has her decoy fleet. 6 ships. More than enough to deal with the Posh.
I see. How many of those strange little crafts do y'all have per ship?
On this ship?
Are they only on this ship?
Those from the hangar, they're only on this ship.
Ah. So
We
how
have
many of these are there?
we have different fighters.
What do your fighters look like?
Not like the they're more traditional fighters.
Like a headhunter?
No, not a headhunt. Picture it more like some kind of like a U on its side, if that makes any sense.
I think so. How
Okay.
many of those ships do you have? Well, the little small support craft.
I understand that you and your master are gathering. You'll forgive me.
It's all right. I'm just curious.
Sure you are. Here, here are your quarters.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes. It was a pleasure meeting you too.
And if the truce holds, maybe your questions will get answered if you get assigned to one of our ships. I'll take you out on one of our fighters.
That would definitely be interesting.
Indeed, says, touching your chin. And he smiles. Be safe. Next time, don't leave without your babysitter. There are creatures here that would sooner kill you than answer your curiosity.
I am Lord Sereno's daughter. I don't need a babysitter. Now, a guard, I totally understand.
Lord Sereno. That's a name I haven't heard in time. He bested my master in a duel at a gladius.
Interesting.
Anyway, allow me to let you go.
Yes, good night.
Well, enjoy your day. It's almost lunch.
Right. Time's a little foggy right now.
Okay. So you get back, and after a few minutes, Duro would return. There's the conversation in the uh, it takes place from the via the ECD, which allows you to answer the or make the statements and admissions that you made earlier. So fine. Um, Duro, are you going to bring Astra with you to lunch?
Oh, why don't you ask her?
All right.
Silly Jedi Master.
So there is a knock at the door. A second knock at the door.
Well, if Duro doesn't answer it, Astra will.
There is one of the one of the queen's servants. Queen has invited you, says, for lunch. Wait, what question am I missing?
What question did Duro supposedly ask? Because none of us have heard it.
One. Oh, I already told you that. That's uh lunch. And Duro, the scene that I did with Astra was filling the gap when Duro had wandered off.
I knew that, but I did not know if he was ahead of everybody else as well.
No, he's no. We're pretty solid on time right now.
All right.
Shall you join us?
Lead the way.
And she'll motion for both of you to follow, and she'll follow. And there is a hooded monk who will bring up the rear.
Astra will lean over to Duro and go, "Did you know the hooded monks are supposed to be protecting us?"
That has come to my attention.
Yeah, I had a run-in with the Who, and yes, they are the Who.
That has also come to my attention.
Astra just kind of blinks with this question of, "What did I miss?" Look on her face.
Remember, Astra, you said all that the in the via the ECD.
Right, Astra's forgotten about that.
Okay. So it literally only happened a few minutes ago. So yeah, it's so I understand the player might have forgot, but yes, Astra did say this. And you guys are led back to the garden. And surprisingly, no dissipation of force.
Wait, we can feel the force?
Can.
Woohoo.
Queen is sitting there at the table. Asatha. Knight Curry.
Duro will sit.
So
Astro will as well.
sorry, my bad. So how should we begin to
Uh, Lunch sounds lovely.
us? I figured might be going about this all the wrong. I understand why you are delaying. So, food is being served. You've led many.
You already know the answer to that.
Of course I do. Have you given orders knowing that orders you
You already know the answer to that as well.
humor me?
Yes, I have.
There is area. They are exceptional. In fact, recently, scouts probed at this low power without life support. If support C, I'll be forced to take a take such an engagement. Harsh, sentient. You could save situation. Ordering out.
And you cannot give the order because
See, in of the crux of my problem, and you give the
This is your fleet, your highness, and your conquest. I never wanted any part of conquering another race or wiping them from existence. My fight is with the swarm, and not with the Prakash.
What if that was a swarm scout? To order its destruction.
Yes, I would.
Well then. You could alert them. They are about to be attacked. The ship I've selected is older Sith model. Underpowered, gun, more than a match for a scout ship. Right now, sitting ducks. But if the Prakash were alerted, attack is coming. Crew of my ship. There are two comms next to your plate. One, the red one. That's to my ship. Crew is experienced. The captain is previously attempting to honor my favor. I won't admit. The green one is to the Prakash scout ship on their frequency. Definitely receive. You can even reach out for us to tell if I'm dishonest. I wouldn't want you to think that this was some type of trap. Scenario I'm like, very simple. You can choose to pick one or the other. Choose to save one, him the other. Yours.
I take it the negotiations have broken down.
Have they? I'm still trying to get a question. You're stalling.
I made an offer at breakfast. You said you wanted to think it over. But now we come back and you want to play more games.
The offer is fine. I have no problem with it, but it still doesn't answer my question. Can you make the decision? You see, your offer doesn't answer the question. Still take your knight with you. Sacrifice nothing. Sacrifice. Massive.
If you know my past, then you know full well that I can sacrifice if I need to. What I see here is a pointless sacrifice to satisfy your question, when, according to your own boasting, you can see the future. You can tell which way the tides will flow. You know what is going to happen and what must happen. So if you know my past, and if you understand my future, why do I need to play these pointless games? Why must I sacrifice to satisfy your ego, when such a sacrifice may be better served against the swarm?
Because I've seen stake. Costa. As
So even if I play your game, answer your question to your satisfaction, might that still be the future?
don't know, but I do know the consequence of wrong this, and I am left wondering, right decision. But that I promised you. I'll honor your. When she is ready, bring her to. We'll move. For now, we are finished. You may my ship under our as long as you make no. I will make no effort to harm you out. She'll go to eat.
The offer to walk away was always there. Are you simply reiterating your earlier offer?
Apologize. Misunderstood. This isn't an offer. This is order.
I see. And what of the earlier proposals?
Such as
The agreement that you stay within your own borders?
those agreements were hinged on me getting my answer. Don't have that answer. Have your delaying.
So how do you want this question answered then? By me picking up one of these comms and ordering someone's destruction? Or are you still trying to have me hand over my knight when you have the other knight in your possession already?
You miss. She says, leaning forward. Gently rests her. I was honest. Question: how many lives are you saved? Fortunately, the answer is
Because I refuse to play your game, to dance to your tune. I will call it what it is, Your Highness. If you choose to attack the Pakash, if you choose to wipe their entire species out of existence on every world on which they have a settlement, that is your doing. You are responsible for the death and destruction. It is not in any way on my shoulders. Whether or not I played your game,
smart. Right about.
you ask me if I can sacrifice that which I hold most dear. By that qualification, I can only sacrifice it once. Better to sacrifice it if it is required to do so against the swarm, than to do so pointlessly here to prove you a point.
That ain't sense.
That perhaps you are not as strong in the Force as you thought.
Boy, you're
I never claimed to be a great master. I never made any claim to any kind of title or power level.
my own.
So is there another way that I can set your fears to rest? Or are we done here?
That depends. Be done here. There is be put toward the laying task. I've seen you lay.
Well, your age is showing you have a poor memory. I made you an offer this morning at breakfast, so I have done more than just delay.
If I remember correctly, then your own offer. You hand her over, say, how much of an offer?
You are getting her at her best. Unless you believe that you can cultivate the skills that you need her to use on your behalf. Oh, that's right. You don't need anything from her. You simply want me to give her up.
I think I'm lying to you.
No, I do not. It just makes me wonder what the point is.
It's with you. Board my ship.
And do you believe that you and your forces are worth more as an ally against the swarm than my knight at my side? Because that it would be what I am doing, sacrificing my knight to be broken by you and used for whatever purpose you have in mind, in order to gain you as an ally.
No, actually, I don't. I expected you to see her value, use the offer, let the Pakash subspecies perish, because one single night ability far outweighs these pathetic creatures still playing little light beam. They're barely sentient creatures. So I expected you to let them die to protect a more valuable. Same mistake. Watched you wasting valuable resources to save pathetic lives would otherwise.
So it sounds like I did indeed answer your question. So what's the problem?
Because you didn't. You delayed trying to find a way out without answering, without saying yes. That, Master Thaltana's deal breaker. Unless you plan on striking me down, rendezvous shuttle that will take you back to.
All right, if that's how you want it.
Turns to eat.
As does Duro.
Unless Daryl says something to her.
Well, either it seems. Wait, is Duro actually pulling the party?
Looks like he's pulling the party. So I'll be quiet and allow the poll.
Well, Tessara did ask a question. To clarify, if they leave, then she attacks the Pakash?
Sounds like the decision's already been made.
I'm at no liberty to make that.
If it was already answered in game, then why can't you answer the question?
Because it wasn't actually answered in game.
I think Tessara and Duro have the right of it. She's gonna have a bird if they leave. If she didn't
Maybe, but it
actually
would
answer
answer
it,
the
what did she
question.
actually say? Please to repeat.
Yes, I know. I turned my camera on. You want me to turn it back off?
You're gonna be on YouTube, just so you know. The face will be on YouTube.
Oh, so you're saying there'll be a recording of me.
Yes.
So as far as I understand the conversation, she came to an ultimatum. Duro decided to use stalling tactics instead of answering the hard question that she wanted. She explained it and said, "You may leave." She didn't confirm whether or not she was going to go after the Prakash, but at this point, that does seem kind of likely.
And if they leave, Tessara's right. They leave the other Astra behind.
It sounds like Duro could have answered her question no matter what he chose. Though, which means even if he chose not to hand Astra over, she may not have attacked the Prakash. Which
She
means if
wear
he flat out tells her now, no, I'm not going to hand Astra over, he would answer the question. Or he could pick up one of those comms like Astra already suggested to him and answer the question that way.
it's highly likely that she's already made up her mind. It's just a matter of presentation at this point. Is she going to wait until you start to head down to the ship and start normal bombardment? Is she going to do something evil? I mean, the way it sounds, and this is just from what I'm understanding from it, she's already made up her mind. Oh no, totally. I totally agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree with that assessment. But looking at it from her perspective, knowing that she tends to play in ultimatums and that's it, this is kind of that slap in the face. Like, okay, if you don't want to do this, I'm going to make you regret it. Now I'm going to bend you to my will by showing you the consequences of not playing the game.
Yeah, that's the trip, though. I have to agree with Duro. If he's like, I don't want to play, so you're going to have a fit and blow up the planet, that blood isn't on his hands. It's not. She made the decision for her actions and is solely responsible for them to try and brush them off and put them on Duro's shoulders. That's the act of a child.
I don't think it's about putting it on his shoulders. I think it's about provoking him to step up. Because whether or not he plays the game isn't the question here. If she steps in and starts basically slaughtering an entire race, how long is a Jedi going to sit back and go, I'm not involving myself?
Not very long.
It's in their core fundamentals to want to step up, to help. I mean, the Grand Inquisitor said it best. Jedis have an itch that they have to scratch. It's compulsive. If you want to trap a Jedi, you don't trap them, they trap themselves.
Ouch.
To be honest, playing from an evil standpoint, that would be my next move.
Seriously, puppy? Right now? Like, you were literally just out. Oops, my mic is on. I'm sorry.
Hate to leave the other Astra.
What?
I think that's a player talking. Sad but true, I concur with Tassara. The other Astra does know what she's doing. And this may be the queen, after having conversations with the other Astra, being like, you know what? You're not going to play. If you're not going to give me what I want, be gone with thee. I have whatever. I have what I want. Dragon, that's a different ball game. I still think yeah.
Well,
Here's
there's a
the
lot more
rub.
than just Kraska. I mean, there's an entire civilization. I mean, good chance we're gonna be fighting.
If Duro and Astra do leave, at what point is he going to tell his party on the planet, get off?
Yeah, good question.
Because we're in the line of fire. Michael, I need a timeline check. From the time of the conversation between Hodge, Chris Gunyer, and Tassara, it's another 2 hours before we can get the frigate up. The frigate will, and 45 minutes for Tassara to get back to the ship. What is the time after they leave? What is the timing with regards to breakfast or lunch, rather? The conversation that Duro and Astra are currently having with the Queen.
So currently, the timeline, the way it's set up right now, is Duro and Astra are slightly ahead of everything going on. So by the time Tassara reaches the area of the Gungnir, that's where this conversation is happening.
Stop that! Oh, sorry.
Say that one more time, please. There was flashing lights in my ears. They're slightly ahead. So by the time Tassara heads to the Gungnir, what now? Mike, say it again.
So, bye. So by the time Duro by the time Astra reaches Gungnir,
Who?
this conversation, Tassara, by the time Tassara reaches the Gungnir, this conversation is happening. So as I pause what's going on in the game, the conversation, or as I pause what's going on in the game with Duro, Tassara is going to be reaching Gungnir.
Hudge, Krisk, and Gunyer are still, that means between, that take an hour and then an hour or 2 hours travel time in the frigate to get back to the port. So we're still a good 2 hours out. Possibility
Basically,
exists.
if the time frame lines up the way I think it does, Chris would be in the EV suit, welded into the bridge, and you would just be about time to start your departure back to the spaceport.
Yeah, but if plans are changed and we're leaving, that means we're taking everything we can off this frigate and getting the out of Dodge now back to the Gunyer so we can break Atmo as a group and meet up with Duro and Astra in the shuttle somewhere in off world. We're getting out of here.
Yeah, I guess this would be a good time to check for clarification to see if I'm stuck in a box or not. Because you ain't gonna have enough to cut me out if they're getting rid of Bombard.
We're not going to do what with your bar?
Said you're not gonna have enough time to cut me back out if they're getting ready to shoot the ship.
Why are you in a box?
Because, as Gunyer pointed out, there would be no environmental controls. So whoever's on that ship had to be welded into the bridge in an environment. Since the only suits on that ship are Prakash, that means Krisk is the only one who can do it.
I have a dumb question.
Well, Mike just said BRB on the chat, so if it's something that Mike has to answer, you may need to wait, but go ahead and ask anyway.
No, it's for Duro. If Duro feels so strongly about the Sith, why didn't he just go ahead and warn the Prakash Patrol?
I think by doing that, he would have basically done the same thing he answered now.
My Desara, I know what you say about we're still active on ECD. Duro has to do is give the order and we'll do what he says. The problem with that is that by the time he gives the order, Desara and the girls can be back at the Gunyer. Hodge and Krisk are still at least an hour out for repairs minimum. Just get the frigate flight worthy so that we can get to the port. So
What if the Gungnir goes to pick them up?
it still doesn't matter. By the time Duro gives the order, even if Tasara leaves in that moment, if the queen decides to fire, then we're all fried. Tasara needs to take the girls and break Atmo, and we need to hope that the queen ain't got a bead on where we are so that we can possibly get out of there.
So, are we ready to continue?
Actually, we have a few questions for timeline clarification we need to ask.
Okay, so let me say this because this will help timeline wise. When lunch started, Kasara and the girls are just reaching the manhole cover underneath the Gungnir. As stated, the queen will continue eating. Duro stated Duro will continue eating. So they're still having lunch without saying anything else. That was stated in game. When I come back to Duro, it'll be after lunch, and Duro will be leaving with with Astra heading to the hangar.
How does that work in relation with us on the frigate? Because we were talking about welding somebody onto the bridge, which would be Krisk.
That would be roughly about I think by that time, assuming a long leisurely lunch, she's not in any rush. I don't see any reason to push it. So I would say, yeah, when Duro is being led away from the garden, then uh then we can go ahead and say that the weld job is done.
Okay, so Krisk is trapped on the bridge. Thank you for the clarification.
Okay. Hold on. Duro says he had a question for the queen, but the player stated Duro wasn't going to say anything. Just eat. Little confused. Because that statement kind of effectively ended the scene. So. Kind of implied that, but that's fine. That's fine. Ask your question. Let's see if I can answer it for you. I'm pretty sure I can, but we'll see. No, that's fine. Go on, ask your question.
In character or out?
I don't want to push you too hard. You're okay to just type it.
Bless the sneezer, by the way. Oh shit, that's right.
So, Tasara, you're at the manhole cover.
Yep. She's going to climb up and open the cover and check around to see if anybody is nearby and possibly could see her.
Don't see anybody. Give me a spot check.
$15.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anybody.
Okay, so she reaches up, pushes the manhole cover aside. Is it dark out or is it daytime?
It's getting sunset.
So she'll continue to watch and lift up and open up the hatch underneath the Gungnir.
Okay.
And she'll look down at Cheery and say, "Stay here. Gonna check to see if any Sith are aboard."
By yourself, Shuri said.
Yes, of course. Stay here. I'll be right back.
Again, yourself.
She frowns. Yes, Cheery. I have my lightsaber and my bow and wait a minute, hold on, out of character. Did she give her she still has her blaster or Hodge has it?
I thought you gave it to Hodge.
Okay, yeah. I have my lightsaber and my bows, and I know how to be quiet. I just don't want to risk you. Just watch your sisters. I'll be back in just a moment.
Would you stop babying us? You're being foolish. You're gonna go into an unknown situation on a big ship with many passageways by yourself into combat. At the very least, I can head straight to the bridge and start the fire up procedure.
Out of character, handyman can also do that too, right? Tasara would know that.
You don't see Handyman on the bridge too often. You do know he has piloting capabilities.
Yes, but I'm not talking about piloting capabilities. I'm talking about the ability to start the ship up.
Again, you haven't seen him on the bridge very often. And usually that's why they have Gungnir, the droid specifically tasked with piloting the ship and moving it and doing the general operations of the ship. Handyman's more of a butler slash medical droid.
Uh-huh. So Tassara will look down into the manhole cover where Cheery is standing. And leave your sisters unguarded? What if those men or that machine come back and find them? If the two of us are aboard the ship, there's nobody guarding your sisters. Trust me, Cheery. You have to trust me.
You have to trust us. We're stalling too much time. Sorry, god damn it. We're stalling too much time, Tassara. Please. And anyway, if those
Tassara closes her eyes and she's going to do sense force to see if she can sense any other force users aboard.
don't sense anybody. Yeah, you don't sense anybody. Actually, no. Give me a dice roll.
Well, do you want me to roll C force?
See force or wisdom. I would go with wisdom because
Great.
how big the Gungnir is. C force may not give you everything.
Well, it's too late because before you said that, I rolled. Can I roll wisdom?
Of course.
Okay, no. Yeah, I got a 20 on wisdom.
Good job. You can reach out almost a kilometer. I don't sense any force users besides the group.
She looks annoyed, but she takes a deep breath. I don't sense any force users aboard. Come on then, please just be quiet and careful. Make sure your sisters are put into their room and you can go start the startup procedures while I search the rest of the ship.
Agreed.
She rolls her eyes and climbs back up into the Gungnir.
Girls follow. Quietly, surprisingly. Even the cats are quiet. And you guys move up to the main deck and they break off and head to their room. Cheery, you are pretty sure Cheery's gonna lock them in their room as you're doing your thing, and Cheery disappear onto the flight deck.
Okay, the first thing Tassara is going to do is do a very quick but thorough search
There is
to make
no
sure there's nobody else aboard.
Yeah, there is no such thing as a quick or quick and thorough. It's one or the other.
Make it thorough then.
Okay. So, where are you starting? Cargo bay, vehicle
Yes,
bay, upper
cargo
deck?
bay.
Okay. So you start working your way through the cargo bay and everything, and you hear your comlink come alive.
Okay.
It's Cheery. Hello.
Okay. Yes.
I got the camera. I got the corridor cameras on, and I've found Handyman. He looks to be not in the greatest of shape by the medical bay in the hallway, but I don't see any other movement.
Thank you, Cheery. I'll go to him now.
You're welcome. I'm sealing up the ship.
Good idea. Can you also start the shuttle?
The shuttle? No, I can't start the shuttle from here. They're not slaved. But I have good news.
I'm listening.
Well, the ship above the Gungnir is gone. In fact, they've retreated to orbit. It's amazing. We've won, Tassara.
So Tassara doesn't tap her comlink to reply just yet. She says, attention, everyone that can hear me on the ECD. Quinn's ship above the Gungnir has departed. We do not have anybody aboard that is Sith that we found yet anyway. Handyman, may have some damage. I'm on my way to find him now. But if we're going to do whatever we're going to do, we got to do it fast. And then she links Cheery back. That's great news, Cheery, but please keep an eye out. What do you mean, Mike?
Now I'm answering Duro's question because there's a misunderstanding with the security system.
Ah,
I just want to make sure I'm clarifying this because she may not be able to give you that information.
sorry. Tessara is going to make her way towards where Cheery said Handyman was.
Okay, so no, I apologize. So Cheery can't give that information. I made a misunderstanding.
That Quinn's ship is gone. Is that what you mean?
No. The thing about handyman.
Oh, so Tessara doesn't. So you have to retcon what Handyman.
Yeah, I have to retcon all that. I apologize.
Not the part about the about Voss's ship being gone, just about
Correct.
where Handyman is.
Okay, so Cheery, I'm still searching the ship.
Right.
I'll keep you posted if anything happens.
All right. Don't worry, I have the bridge locked down, so they can't get aboard.
Excellent, thank you.
Well, they can't get into the bridge.
So Tessara keeps looking.
Okay. Well, 15, 20 minutes later, you come across Handyman laying in the corridor. He looks like he's been shot up.
You mean he's been turned off?
No, shot up.
Oh, I thought you said shut up. Handyman. Oh my gosh. She'll kneel down next to him. Are you?
Not active.
Does she know where to turn him on?
He's been shot with blasters.
Okay, Star Wars noob here. So
Okay.
that means she can't turn him on?
No.
If there's damage somewhere to the electrical components, no, the droid is not going to turn on.
Okay, thank you. Because Tessara would know that and Amy does not.
Yes.
Okay, so she picks him up and carries him towards the medical bay because she doesn't know what else to do.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can do that without any problem. You're a force user. Ah.
So Tessara will again direct her communication towards everybody on the ACD. I found Handyman. He's been shot. I can't get him to turn on.
Did Astro just snicker to the ECD?
Nope. My mic was off, thank you.
Duro, are you where you can speak? But he has the Force, so he can communicate through the Force, can't he?
Telepathy.
Right. So
Yeah, that's far. Hold on, let me check the range on that telepathy because that connection does have limitations. Might be it.
Well, okay, I'll wait till you
Uh,
check, but if she doesn't hear from him, she's gonna assume he can't, because it would be stupid to just continue saying, "Can you speak?"
weren't they able to speak across like planets when Duro was on the Gungnir and Tasara was in the village or something?
That's not a little different than speaking Duro is outside. Yeah, no, the maximum range is 1,000 kilometers.
Okay, so Duro isn't answering. This means he can't. So anybody else that can hear me, gotta we've got the Gungnir um powering up. Voss's ship is no longer above us. I'm gonna wait and hold and give information as it comes.
Sorry, I had to answer something. So, Tasara, where are you going?
She's going to go to where the shuttle is, and see if she can get it started up just in case they need it to be.
Okay. You're on the main deck. You want to check in on the bridge on Shuri?
Oh, yes, if she's that close, yes. But the bridge is locked, so Tasara has to
Oh, I mean,
message.
yeah, Shuri will let you in, of course. I mean, you just hit the button. You know,
How's it going, Cheery?
it's going good. My rapid fire up program is working. And look. And she brings up a hologram of the world on the holographic table. See? These 12 ships right here, these formations of 3. That's all that's left. There's very little fighter cover. I mean, we've won, Tassara. They're withdrawing.
Yes, I can see, but that actually. Until we hear from Duro and Astra, I will reserve my excitement. I think I'm going to go see about powering up the shuttle in case we should need it.
Okay, no problem. I should have this up in no time.
She squeezes her shoulder. Thank you. And she heads back out again.
You hear Hodge's voice come over the ECD. Boss's ship is gone.
Yes, it's the strangest thing. Cheery just saw all of the other ships withdrawing as well.
I don't like it.
I don't either. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. Not until we hear from Duro and Astra.
This doesn't smell right.
Gungnir will turn to Hodge. What don't you like?
It is
Too easy.
when here. She sat here waiting for us. She has Duro and Astra. Even after they left and have been gone all this time, she kept, to the best of our knowledge at any rate, kept her troops on the ground. now all of a sudden there's a retreat? Something
Retreat?
doesn't. Yes, Voss's ship has pulled off. And according to what Desara was just telling me, she said that she and the girls have made it back to the Gunyer. I'm sorry to tell you, Handyman's been hurt. We'll need to get back there as quickly as possible, but we're still at least an hour out with repairs here. And then the travel time to get back. We'll get there as quickly as I can, I promise. But Cheery was saying that the rest of the fleet is departing as well, at least from the planet. Or at least from what they can see, I should say. It doesn't feel right. There's something doesn't make any sense. That's not tactical.
Turns abruptly and walks over to one of the stations. Starts working the controls, and he brings up a very primitive screen. Kind of, you see this sweep going across it.
Oh, you're what?
See these 3 ships, and
Yes, I see them.
they're setting up and on that, in the game.
Okay then. Woohoo.
Okay then.
Everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Hey, on the bright side, 9,000's level 5, right?
I think so.
That means I just leveled up.
Look at that. You went from a level 3 to a level 5. Good.
Yeah. Means I gotta do all that crap though. Working on
See,
a little
Lily, you level up way faster than those of us that are up near level 10.
Yeah, I know. I just hit level 7.
Nice.
Good night, Master Theltanus. I hope your sleep is restful.
Yes, good night.
Night, Duro.
Night, Duro.
I have
See,
a
here's the
question about the oh, sorry, go ahead.
Here's the thing. He still shows is in the fire, but he actually left Phyllis. He's actually asleep on the bed right now and doesn't actually know that he's still in here. I think if we all yell really, really loud, we might startle him awake and might actually unplug. I said yell really loud, not make his ears bleed.
Duro.
What, you want my drill voice? I really don't want to do that.
No, 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 no.
I have a
No,
question
no.
about the timeline.
I have an answer about the timeline.
So, at the moment that Gungnir says what she says, where are Duro and Astra?
They are literally, that's finished.
Yeah,
Lunch.
that means that the moment that Duro dug his heels in and refused to do what she wanted him to do, they must have been waiting for orders. If, like, sort of like, if he says or does this, do this. If he says or does that, do that. So she must have given them orders based on his reaction. And if he refused to answer her, the orders must have been begin preparations for orbital bombardment. Because if they're still at lunch, then it's happening.
No,
And
they
they don't
skipped
even
lunch
know yet.
and they went all the way through lunch and are now serving dinner.
Sorry, I thought it was lunch. My bad.
No, it is
No,
lunch.
it is
She's screwing
lunch.
with you.
I'm teasing Traveler.
That's okay. Up until about 10 minutes ago, I thought I was welded inside the bridge with no escape.
I know, right? Right there with you. You're like the hatch, and we're both
But wait, I'm confused.
confused.
Is it lunch?
It is.
Yes.
It's lunch for Duro. It's early evening for you guys.
Ah, that's what I was missing.
I'm sorry. How is that a thing?
It's called time zones. No, it's a new concept for you, Lily. Hodge, sorry. I know it's a
Smart
new
ass.
concept.
I'm gonna lick your nose. The glow in the dark piercing is gonna get stuck, and it's gonna get awkward for both of us.
Wait,
Oh, Lord.
I'm
piercing
just gonna
glows in the dark?
encourage
I
it.
gotta see this.
And encourage it.
What do you want to see? The glow in the dark piercing, or that it gets stuck in his nose?
No, I want to see the glow in the dark piercing.
I think I have to stick my tongue under a bright light first.
Okay.
Or in a dark place.
So now that Mr. Thel Tennis has exited stage left, what happened?
Oh
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
Well, he knew how important tonight was going to be. Yet, as soon as we start to get to any kind of momentum, oh, I'm tired, I have to work tomorrow, even though how late was he up running a game last night?
Not long.
You guys were tied up till about 9:30.
Oh, it didn't seem that long to me.
Yeah,
It was.
I was literally watching it.
Like, okay, I get that you're tired. We all get tired. But knowing that this was coming tonight and that it was going to be a really important game, and he all right, he's typing something, so I'm gonna just shut up now. I think everybody knows what I'm gonna say anyway.
Yeah.
You're frustrated with him?
Are we still recording, Michael?
We are. Stand by.